The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a jackalope folk warlock of sneaky Coyote.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Twitch Grimfoot, a rat folk necromancer.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Ziansi, a spiderkin rogue.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Jaska, the Yote ranger.
I'm Ash King, and I am Sintra, Knoll Paladin of the Bone Mother.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a possum fighter, and I'm also your DM this time. Welcome to Tales from the Ironwoods.
But I don't have a tail.
We find ourselves at the Coleoptera, a nightclub in Dimville, a city of bugs. Normally, the Coleoptera has pretty raucous parties, but this is a little more raucous than they've ever had before. You guys find yourselves scattered around the dance floor. Sintra and Billy have made their way to the stairs and onto the stage. The rest of you are backstage, where you believe Ophelia is being kept. Adel, the owner of the Coleoptera, pressed a button on a mysterious controller and flew away with the last of the Beetle Brothers. And as he flew away, the dance floor rumbled and trembled and lifted up like large doors, opening to reveal darkness and then a centipede. Not just any centipede, but the largest one you've ever seen. Patrons and employees are screaming and scattering in all directions as the centipede crawls out of the hole with its many twittering, undulating legs. It reaches out with its large mandibles and makes a quick meal out of the grasshopper band leader John Legman before turning its sights on the streaming buffet that's just been presented. So to make sure we know where everything is, all of you are backstage except for Billy, Sintra, and Mudman. The boar is running around. The centipede is running around, and the middle of the dance floor is going to remain this hole. These doors are kind of in the up position. We'll see if anything happens with those later, but right now they're in the up position with this giant hole that was the dance floor. And then you've got everybody screaming and running around. We're going to keep our same initiative from last time. We're going to start at the top with Sintra.
Well, I look up at this giant centipede and utter something in the Knoll language that is probably very inappropriate for little ears to hear.
Sintra, my little ears!
I will look up at this giant thing and yell backstage to the crew, "Heads up! Do what you gotta do and let's get out of here!" And with that, I will take forth the cudgel, and again, the centipede is just going crazy.
The centipede would have been, their head would have been close to the stage because they just ate John Legman, but their body essentially fills the, we're talking like huge dragon size.
Right. So absolutely massive. So I could, in theory, jump on this thing and try and smash it.
It is a very unstable thing because he kind of waves like a centipede, so you imagine that you might have to do some kind of dex saving throws if you try to stay on there for more than a turn. But
okay.
Yeah, you could jump on its back.
I'm gonna jump on its back.
And of course, Billy's on your shoulder, so he's along for the ride.
Yep. So yeah, I will leap onto the centipede's back. And I will try to bring the cudgel down, trying to stop its rampage, really. And that will be a 16.
Misses. Before we forget, just because I want to make sure the listeners know exactly what's going on, Aiden is filling in and is going to play Billy's combat. He's going to keep track of my character sheet and what superiority die I've used, hit points, attacks, all of that. So I will voice Billy and all of his catchphrases, but Aiden is going to run Billy's body. So that is Cintra's turn. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Blackjack.
Blackjack is going to, first off, bonus action Hex on the centipede. And then shoot out an Eldritch Blast
Go for it.
with a 16.
16 does not hit. You can see it kind of bounces off of his carapace.
Pass turn as I cower back as far as I
Backstage, you guys are about, I would say, the closest of you would be about 40 feet away from the edge of the stage where the centipede is, and behind that door that you were trying to get into probably only goes back 10 or 20 feet. If you get more than like 50 feet away from the edge of the stage, you're going to lose visibility just from curtains and stuff like that. So you can definitely be 50 feet away and still be able to see what's going on.
50 feet is a great. That's fantastic.
Okay, it is the centipede's turn. The centipede is going to come around and it sees the very tasty morsel that Cintra has presented it with in this boar that is running around, scaring away his snacks. So he's going to do a bite action and try to get the boar in his mandibles here. 22?
Yes, that will hit my boar.
14 damage on the boar.
Okay.
And then his mandibles inject a bit of poison into this boar as well. So that first was slashing damage. This will be poison damage.
Okay.
And that is 15. And the boar is grappled in the mandibles of this centipede. And you get the idea that, especially from your position, kind of here on the centipede's back, that he's going to swallow this boar on his next turn. Because he's moving around and everything, I'm going to have you do a dex saving throw to see if you can stay on his back.
Okay.
Let's say the DC is 15.
Okay. That is only a 12.
So yeah, you're going to fall off the centipede's back. Just onto the very edge where the dance floor kind of meets the stage, so you don't fall into the dance floor hole.
Oh, good.
You don't fall into the hole, but you are very close to the hole, and your heart beats a little fast.
So Billy went down with.
Yes, Billy is on Cintra's shoulder.
Yep.
And speaking of Billy, it's Billy's turn.
Yay! Get him!
All right.
So we just fell down, so you are within melee, and then of course you have advantage on melee because of your June bug drink that you had.
So I'm gonna attack it. 23 to hit
Oh yeah.
for 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
Tell you what, we're gonna action surge. Second attack, another 23 to hit actually.
Oh, yeah.
7 points of damage.
Great.
And that'll be my turn.
Cintra, we avenge you. Okay, after Billy is Twitch.
Twitch stands up and dusts himself off and says, "You heard the general," and I'm going to rush the doors.
It's not locked.
Okay. And
So
then
you
I
can
open the doors
door.
and I step in and
Inside the dressing room is quite small. There is a bit of polished ironwood that you can see a reflection in, as well as a small window looking out over the alley and the window's open, and a cold breeze is coming through the window. It sends a slight shiver down your spine, but there's nobody in here.
they must have gone out the window. So, you heard the general, runs in, flings the door open, looks around, doesn't see anything, notices the window, spins back around, throws his hand in the air, "To the general!" Turn.
Jaska!
Jaska will see that Cintra and Billy are fighting the centipede, and probably at this point, Twitch hasn't exactly come back out of that room, so she's just gonna provide like cover fire. So bonus action Hunter's Mark on the centipede. And then she will take out her bow and try and shoot at the centipede.
Go for it.
It's 18.
That'll hit. Your arrow finds purchase kind of between two of the little segments of its body.
So 16 points of piercing damage. And then she will whistle, and from somewhere, Mistletoe comes rolling in, and he lashes out at the centipede. Another 4 points of piercing damage.
Great. Anything else?
That's it.
Awesome. Deoncy.
Xionsi sees Twitch dash in the door, hears all the noise from around the edge of the little tiny corridor, turns and has one of those moments as he sees this giant centipede, and then grabs his short bow off his back and fires.
Remind me, are you in
He is in humanoid
form?
Humanoid
Okay.
spidery form. Spiderkin humanoid. So that is going to not be enough. It's only a 12.
No. Any movement or anything that you want to do?
Yes. He is going to use his sticky feet spider climb ability and go 30 feet up the wall.
I will say if you go 30 feet, you're going to lose visibility because of the curtain at the top, but you could go up the wall like 10 or 15 and still be able to see everything.
Awesome. Yeah, 10 or 15 feet up the wall.
Great. Anything else?
And that should be it.
Okay, now we're back to Sintra.
So I shall pick myself up off the floor, dust myself off, and I will try to smack it.
Mudman, help her! Mudman's going to give you the help action.
Okay.
There you go.
Good. Mudman turned a nat 1 into a 18.
That'll hit. Yes, Mudman, excellent fighter. I train him.
All right, so I'm two-handing the cudgel, so that is a d10 worth of damage. 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Then for my bonus action, I will command the boar to defend itself. It's not going to try to escape. It's just going to tusk the thing. He rolled better than I did. He got a 21.
Yeah, he hits.
Here.
15 points of slashing damage.
So the boar flings his head back and gets the centipede on his centipede face. It's not configured like our faces are, so it's a little confusing, but in the cheekish area, and gets a good slash on it, and some black green goop kind of falls down his cheek. It's real gross. Is that it for Sintra and the boar?
Yes, that is it for us.
It is Blackjack's turn.
All right, Blackjack, he's got the hex on, and so we are going to use an Eldritch Blast. 9.
Misses.
That's an action, so yeah, we're good. Actually, I think I'm going to move up and try to distract it.
Okay, explain to me how you're.
I am.
Are you gonna do a little dance?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go up and go eat me. Here, I'm right here.
Please try to eat me, Mr. Centipede Man.
Yes.
It is the Gigantopede's turn. This boar really hurted it, so he's gonna drop it. And he looks and sees this very tasty morsel who doesn't have tusks.
Oh no.
So he's gonna do what you want him to do. He's gonna try to get you. Mm-hmm. So let's see how that goes. It's only a 15.
15 hits.
He's going to grab you in his mandibles, and you're gonna take some damage.
Blackjack had the drink though, right?
He did, so he's gonna take half of this slashing damage, 9 halved to 4, but you're gonna take some poison damage as well. It's only 8, but it doesn't say that you get poisoned.
It's just, yeah.
You just get poison damage.
So I am on that, a reaction.
Okay.
I need a dexterity saving throw from the creature.
He only got an 11.
That is not enough. So we're going to, this hellish rebuke as the fires flame around this
It's spicy.
jackalope
It's
foam,
a spicy.
and he shoots it right down his gullet. 14 points of fire damage. That is all of my spell points.
Oh.
And it's Billy's turn.
All right, attack. 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Billy's killing it today. I'm here for it.
Apparently, 5 points of damage. That'll be the turn.
Twitch, it's your turn.
When Twitch busted in, did the doors stay open or did they shut behind him?
It stayed open.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
So I'm gonna spin around and I point to the window as I go running down the hall the opposite direction of the window. They went out the window, and I run to the end of the hall-esque thing and see everything unfolds in front of Twitch. And fire off Toll of the Dead. So I wisdom save. Let's hope
yeah,
it's not a very wise.
He is not. He is very dumb. But he rolled high, so even with a -2, that's a 16.
Mm-hmm. He outsmarted that one. I'm gonna do my special little, oh my gosh, I'm a rat, and tuck and roll behind a table just flopped over or something.
Yeah.
And scream, General!
The bandstand was set up like those old 1940s, so they have the big music stand, so you can hide behind a music stand.
That's what I'll do.
Jaska!
Another shot at the centipede.
He's looking rough.
17.
That just hit.
12 points of piercing, and once again she whistles. Mistletoe comes in and does 2 more points of piercing damage.
Fantastic. Zianzi, back to you.
Zianzi, seeing Blackjack somewhat disappear as this thing closes down around it, is like, no! Blackjack! And empowered by the drink, he leaps from the wall onto the thing's back.
So cool. Yeah, you. Let's just, for the sake of saying I made you roll something, roll a acrobatics, dexterity, whatever you want to do. Athletics, I would even take.
At advantage?
Sure.
All right, because he's got that ability. That is 22.
Oh yeah, I want to see it happen. So you're on the back of the centipede.
Awesome. He drops his bow as he leaps, and then in midair pulls his short sword and his dagger. The short sword is a 14.
Misses.
Misses. And the dagger is a natural 20.
Woo!
And it's engaged with me, so
yes.
you get sneak attack.
So sneak attack. Total of 16 points of damage.
This guy's looking really, really bad.
Woohoo!
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
Sintra, you're between a stage and a giant hole. You've got giant centipede with Blackjack in his mandibles, Ziansi on his back. Jaska and Twitch are on stage somewhere. Mistletoe's been running in and out of the centipede's legs, just stabbing him with twigs. And Billy is still mounted on your shoulder.
And Mudman.
And Mudman is giving you help action.
You just see Sintra just smirk and roll her shoulders back. But seeing that Blackjack is like in this thing's mandibles, I'm actually going to try command. So I look at the centipede and I intone with all of the authority of the Bone Mother, the great grandmother Knoll. Drop him!
So what kind of saving throw does he have to do?
It is a wisdom.
Oh, and he didn't roll great, so it's only a 10.
Only a 10. That fails. On the centipede's next turn, it will have to drop Blackjack.
Okay.
So that is a spell slot used. And I will just command the boar to charge. As you see, it runs back about 20 feet away from the centipede, and then it arcs back around, tusks head down, and then just charges straight into the side.
Such a noble beast.
Of the centipede. Can I give Mudman's help to the boar?
Mudman! Help Boar Billy! Billy is named the Boar Billy. Billy Jr.!
Okay, so advantage for the boar. This boar is now my favorite thing in the world.
How long does he stick around?
It's either 24 hours or until he runs out of hit points.
I'll see what happens.
Right. So he charged and he hit with a 23.
Oh yeah.
So his initial tusk attack is 2d6. The charge gives him an additional 2d6.
He's got the momentum.
So
He's dead.
Oh no!
Drew a lot of ones.
3 1s and a 2.
I hate that for you.
Hate that.
Poor Billy Jr.
Poor Billy Jr. It's okay.
He tried so hard.
It's okay. He tried so hard.
It looks so great.
Right? It looked fantastic.
Look good doing it.
That is 8 points of slashing damage.
I mean, that still ain't nothing.
So,
Yeah.
and that will be it for Billy Jr.
Well, I have good news for Billy Jr. Billy Jr. comes back, charges forward, tusks down, gets him right in one of the soft spots underneath the leg, and just really gets a tusk up in there. That plus the wound on his face, the arrow sticking out of it from Jaska, and the dagger, and just it's too much for this poor centipede. And he falls over dead. Here's the bad news.
Oh no.
The floor is a giant hole. Ziansi and Blackjack are on the centipede. Ziansi, the good news for you is you have that jump spell on you.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give you advantage on this dex saving throw to leap off of the falling centipede as he falls into the hole that you don't know where the bottom is.
As it starts to teeter, 22.
Oh yeah, so Ziansi's able to leap free Blackjack.
It's his turn next, right?
It is his turn.
All right. Misty Step.
Wonderful, I'm so glad.
I'm fate touched. I just immediately go, oh, we're going down? No, I'm going over there. So immediately I Misty Step over to the safe part of the stage.
Blackjack Misty Steps, Ziansi kind of leaps, and you both appear on stage. Sintra is just in front of the stage. Jaska's just behind you. Twitch is also there on the front behind one of the band stands. And you see the centipede coil in on itself and collapse into this hole. And it's a few seconds before you hear it at what you assume is the bottom. So glad you didn't go down with it.
Has Ziansi seen Blackjack do Misty Step before, or is that a new ability?
That is a new ability.
Yeah.
Blackjack! Oh, I thought he ate you.
I was a little worried about that myself. Right now, I am a little worried about the goo I am covered in. And does anyone have prestidigitation? Do you know how long it's going to take to clean up all this?
Mudman!
You are
help
definitely-
him clean!
No, Mudman, stay away.
Mudman looks disappointed.
You are definitely gonna smell different for a few days.
At this point, the patrons were mostly able to get out. Those who couldn't get out were trampled or 8. So it's pretty quiet. You don't hear anybody else around really right now.
Where's Twitch?
Yeah, Jaska will turn to Twitch. Was nobody in that room, dear?
No, nobody was in that room, so the window was open. It looks like they absconded through the window.
If you wanted to go back, you could take a closer look at that room.
My question is, was that a normal size? It doesn't matter. General Sintra single-handedly took it down.
I just whistle over for Billy Jr.
It was a large group participation. Technically, the boar got the last
General
vote.
Sintra!
Ziansi elbows Blackjack and winks with 2 eyes on that side, and then goes,
That's very good. I liked it.
We promote Billy Jr. to lieutenant.
Well, I think we should go check out that room and see if maybe something got left behind.
I'm in agreement with Jaska.
I am going over to the bar.
So I have a player question. Did we see the guy hit the button?
Yeah, you saw Aldous hit the button.
Okay. Do we know who that was?
You could assume because he was dressed real fancy and because he ordered the other beetle to go with him, you could probably safely assume that it was at least a man in power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody see the guy push the button?
He was right in front of us. Yes, we all saw him do it. It was like 5 feet from us. Yes, we were all
Yeah, we all
clearly
saw
right
that.
there.
Okay. Obviously, he's trouble.
Yes, but he's not here now, so I'm going to go get a drink.
Well, you have fun with that. I guess Twitch and I will be in Sintra. We'll check out the room.
So go raid the bar, Blackjack. Bring us back something good.
Bring me back something that's not gonna make me continue to be blue.
Right.
Water, please.
Billy leans over to Sintra's ear. Sintra, they are already dead. Would it be a diplomatic incident?
You
if
just take a
Billy
little nibble?
had a little snack?
You know what, Billy? I didn't see anything, so I can't say anything. I don't know what happened.
Billy will hop down and say, Mudman, come help! And Billy and Mudman will disappear. Twitch, Jaska, Sintra, Ziansi, are you gonna go into the dressing room?
I will stay in opening of the hallway area just to kind of keep an eye on Blackjack.
lookout.
Make sure that we don't have anything else that pops up out of the hole or something like that. So.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're going into the dressing room, I need an investigation.
21.
The room is very small. You see that polished ironwood that was serving as a looking glass. And you also see gold fairy dust dusting the whole area and smell some sunflowers. So you know for 100% certain Ophelia was in this room at some point in time. The window is open, and if you go and look closely around the windowsill, you'll see some frost on the outside of the window and on the windowsill. And tucked behind a piece of furniture that fell over on the floor near the window, you find a magic scroll. And if you want to give me an arcana,
19.
this is a scroll of conjure volley.
Ooh, so that is something that Jaska could use.
It
That's a
is.
ranger spell.
Yes.
And so that's all there is
She'll
here
tuck it in her
in the
bag.
dressing room.
Looking out the window, obviously I know there's fairies involved, but are there any tracks on the ground?
Seemed to have scooped her and flew away.
Okay.
In the frost on the windowsill, you can see a little mark as if someone put the ball of their foot there to push off.
So the glass of the window, inside the room or outside the room?
It's unbroken, it's just opened.
Yeah.
What you guys know is that the Snowfrost fairies paid the frogs to kidnap Ophelia, and that the beetles stole her from the frogs. The frost fairies did not agree to the changing from frogs to beetles.
Yeah, so they came to get her back. She's just going all over the place.
So I want to look around the bar and see if I find any pre-made drinks.
Give me a d20, just like luck.
Remember to bring me back one.
That's only a 10.
It's only a 10? Okay, so roll me a d4.
3.
Okay, so you find 3 drinks. Roll me 3d8.
First one is an 8.
Okay,
Second one is a 5.
okay.
The third one is a 2.
Okay, so 2 of the drinks you recognize as the grasshopper, the one that Ziansi had.
Okay.
And then the electric blue butterfly, the one that Jaska had. And then the third one is you aren't it's not one that any of you guys ordered. You aren't sure what it is. Do you have like a bottle? They're in like martini glasses.
Do they have bottles there? I'll put this stuff in the bottle. And then I'm going to head back to... So what's going on over here?
Twitch and Jaska and Center are down the hallway.
and the room.
All right.
And we walk down there?
Yeah.
Okay. So we join them in the room.
Okay.
Well, it seems like, of course, Ophelia is no longer here, and that these winter fairies are the ones who kidnapped her again. Most likely not liking that the beetles were involved in this. However, I don't quite know where to go from here.
Blackjack, you got that map from the frogs, right?
Right. So I pull out the map.
And I will help you smooth it out over her dressing table or whatever.
And there was one spot that actually showed where the frost fairies are.
Well, they show where fairies are.
Where fairies are.
And it is the same northwesterly direction you've been heading this whole time.
The only thing I can figure is go check out where the frost fairies are.
It's either that or, attempt to find Aldous.
So remember they flew out over the stage and then they went up the trunk because it goes up dozens and dozens of stories that you can't see.
All right.
Adding a little bit of my own expertise to things, it seems like her being here with the Beatles wasn't original intention. I think they were trying to maybe capitalize on the fact that she was valuable.
Right. It looks like they were going to use it for one night to sell tickets or to sell drinks to this show and then give her back to the frost fairies, and they were not having any of that and decided to take them on their own.
Yeah.
So I guess the question now becomes, do we just follow the map, hoping that the fairies that are listed on this map are the frost fairies, or do we ask around?
If it takes us to the autumn fairies, we might be able to get some clues or info. Maybe they know where the frost fairies are. It could be beneficial both ways.
I don't think we have much else to go off of.
Blackjack or Zionsi can give me a history.
19.
Better than my 15.
You would know that seasonal fairies tend to live together. So if it's a place where the snow frost fairies are living, it's also the place where the other fairies are living in a similar area. They don't like to stray far from each other because they have to convene diplomatically to make the seasons happen.
What's the point here? The frost fairies are what? Trying to start winter early?
Like a rotation, sort of, if your clan is in charge, the more power, the longer you can control a time period. And what better place for them to hide her than kind of right underneath their wings?
Yeah, then I say we head that direction.
So you leave Dimville behind, heading northwest again toward the fairies, according to the frog map. As you go, everybody give me a perception.
Natural 20. Thank you, SQA.
Oh. 24.
Natural 19.
Modified 20.
I'm very proud of all of you.
I also got a natural 19 for a 24.
To the side of the path, you notice what appears to be a large green stick. A kind of pale green, about a foot long in real feet, so 12 feet long according to your current size, and nearly as tall as Sintra to the side of the path there.
A twig?
From where you're standing, it looks to be a large green stick. It's not like a foresty green, it's like a pale green. As you approach, you notice that one end terminates in a large orb, and the other ends abruptly. When you get to the orb and walk to the other side, you find yourself looking into a cloudy, lifeless, huge eye. And the other end is jagged, as if it had been ripped from something. So if you want to give me an insight or a nature, or I'd even take a history if you got it.
I'll do nature.
History 14.
Insight 15.
Nature 14.
Okay. Talking amongst yourselves, this reminds you of the eye stalks of those guys that we fought when we found Charlie in the forest. Sintra, they balls! They want to fight me! If you remember those guys. It's similar to that. It's not exactly the same, but it is similar.
What's an eye stalk doing here? Divorced of its
Blah.
body.
With that info, Zionsi would like to go to the non-bulbous end and see, is it like a rip, like a tear, like a cut? Is it smooth? I mean,
it's jagged as if it had been ripped off.
I'm assuming there's, strange viscera.
Yeah, it's gross.
So it looks like somebody killed one of those bulbous ball things, and this is just what's left over. Maybe this was where we fought them.
It's not.
I can't imagine we've gone that far, being this small.
You have not gone that far. That was so far away. That's really all the information, but it is something to notice. So you continue on, and as you near the area of the map you know to be inhabited by fairies, Twitch, Sintra, Blackjack, you feel a little tingle inside of you. That same feeling you get when you use magic. You emerge through some tall grass at the peak of a hill and get a fantastic view of the area below. In the middle of the valley, you see a large castle, colored and decorated in autumn colors, leaves, and crops. Directly west of the castle, you see other small buildings and fields bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun. Directly east of the castle, you see beautiful spring flowers and the sparkle of fairies as they move between them. This section of the valley seems smaller than the other sections, a large portion of it covered in frost. Directly south of the castle and nearest to you, the forest floor is covered in rich green grasses, and you can hear the hum of cicadas and smell sun-warmed earth. And directly north of the castle is covered in snow, despite the still warm air of autumn around you, and you see the sun sparkle off icicles and frozen rivers.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Ironwoods is Kiri Hester as Billy and our Dungeon Master, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Brooke Bullock as Zionsi, Johnny Payne as Twitch, Ash King as Sintra, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. Special thanks to our Silver Star Paladin patron Shenanigans Unplugged. The showrunner for Campaign 2 is Aiden Cross. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music, courtesy of tabletopaudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast, provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at reddirtdnd.com. If you enjoy the new campaign of Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the Ironwoods.
Is Billy gonna roll to see if he can stay on her shoulder?
He's got the seatbelt.
Oh, there's a seatbelt.
Yeah, Billy uses his tail to hold onto the pauldron. I built this mechanic so I don't have to make those rolls all the time. You don't fall into the hole, but you are very close to the hole, and your heart beats a little fast.
And of course, I legally have to make this joke. Sintra, go down the hole.
Oh, no. 23 to hit.
Oh yeah. It's hard because I'm so proud of Billy, but also I'm the centipede. We avenge you. I learned from the frogs. But there's nobody in here.
He must have gone out the window.
Way to go, Sherlock.
Spin around and say.
You hear the screams of the bugs from inside.
Well, I was kind of doing a play on, they must have went out the greatly detailed and heavily pointed out window.
Yeah.
That's open and the curtains are blowing out of it.
And it's a cold breeze. He's got a better angle.
My gosh, he rolled max damage.
Oh my gosh. What is the boar's name?
We're adopting him now.
We're adopting the boar.
I'm going to go up and go, eat me! Here, I'm right here!
Pumbaa style.
Yes. So I'm moving forward 30 feet.
He already has Pumbaa in his mouth.
This is Timon.
Yeah, this is Timon.
Yeah.
Dressing in drag and doing the hula.
Yeah.
And just try to look really enticing. Really hurted it, so he's gonna drop it.
Okay.
Ah! he screams in his little centipede voice.
Ow, that hurts so much. Oh, you beast.
Why would you do that to me?
Yeah.
Is it British because of the metric system? A centipede?
Centipede, yes.
It's fine.
I'm just imagining that, one of the reasons Billy is fighting so ferociously is that this is the biggest centipede he has ever seen.
I could eat on that for days.
He is going to eat for months.
This whole time
I will never go hungry again.
To the general! And then I turn back. I'm turning into Tiny Murder Clown. Do you hear his voice? God. To the general!
When he bit into Blackjack, he got a little extra wisdom from Blackjack.
They do say you are what you eat. I look at the centipede and I intone with all of the authority of the Bone Mother, the great grandmother Knoll. Drop him!
Drop it! Drop it!
Bad centipede! Bad, drop it!
Zionzi and Blackjack are on the centipede.
Who's got the rope of climbing?
All Zionzi has to do is pull a Spider-Man.
Yep.
So,
Web his way and swing to the stage.
Don't have web in humanoid form. It's crazy.
as he falls into the hole that you don't know where the bottom is.
As a player, I'm tempted just to ride it down.
Let's just see where this goes.
Blackjack.
But here we go. Come on, dice, don't fail me. Zionsi needs to do a Legolas. Here we go. So.
We promote Billy Jr. to lieutenant.
All right, I don't know what
But I'm just like scratching, the boar's cheeks. Just, who's a good murder machine? Are you a good murder machine? Yeah, you're a good murder machine.
The boar likes it.
Whether that's normal, everyday occurrence, it was oversized or normal size, I just want to get out of here. I don't know what kind of sneaky Coyote production this is, but let's go check out the dressing room and jump through that window and get back on the trail.
See, that's such a better segue than your plausible idea the last time.
For you. Thank you.
Applause for the...
I vote he gets inspiration.
And Billy and Mudman will disappear.
I feel this is a weird some form of cannibalism now that we know that they can talk, but all right.
He was gonna eat the centipede, but the centipede built out the hole.
Yeah.
It is just the great circle of life,
We could throw the rope of
Jaska.
climbing down there.
Zionsi notices and says,
Well, that's just gross. All the crunching and the ugh.
I say we head that direction.
It's either that or we go look for a mole.
The Vale of the Fairies. That was so far away.
I am very small,
but Jaska figures
and I
out.
have no money, so you must understand the sort of pressure I'm under.
In fact, there's one of the goats from the Goblin Farm.
Run for your lives! It's Godzilla!
Sandra, I eat goat now. He just leaps. But yes, you.
She's just going all over the place now.
Bless her
she
heart.
is Princess Peach in another castle.
She is always in another castle.